Section 6, Case Handling. This video will show you how to find and review existing cases within the IFS Support Portal. To review your cases, click on the Cases drop-down at the top of the screen here. You have several options. To view historical cases, you can click on the option Legacy G Cases to see previously raised application support cases that start with the letter G. To review your current existing cases, select My Cases from the Cases drop-down. Here you can see an overview of all cases that have been raised on your account. You can sort these in any order that you wish simply by clicking the heading of the category that you wish to sort your cases by. For example, state, or the open date. If you wish to see any further details of the cases, you can click each individual case line to find out more. This video will show you how to use the IFS Support Portal to search for cases and to use the filters to search for cases as well. From the home page on the IFS portal, click Cases and My Cases from the header. From here, you can do a keyword search, for example CPU, which will bring the results of all cases which have CPU in them. You can also search by a specific case ID to find a specific case that you might be looking for. Simply clear all in the filters to go back to the full case list. You can also use Filter to set specific search conditions that must be met. For example, if you wanted to search for all cases that were in state in progress, you'd set the criteria as follows and click Run. Similarly, you could also use filters to search for all cases that were opened within a specific time period. For example, within the last 3 months. Click Run to view the results. You can add additional conditions. For example, if you wanted to view all cases which were opened in the last 3 months with a specific priority. In this example, we'll use priority high. If you're likely to use this same search criteria again in the future, you can save this filter. Simply give it a name and then click Submit to save this for future use. Now, if you clear the filters and then Load Filter, you can find the criteria for the search that you've just saved, and you can use it as many times as you wish in the future. This video will show you how to use the IFS Support Portal to view the case details of a particular case and to add a message to IFS as well. To view your cases, click Cases from the header and then My Cases. This will bring up your case list. If you want to see the details of any particular case, click on the specific case from the list. This is the case detail screen. You can see the most recent correspondence here, and you can see all the case details in this box here, including the case number, the current state, the account, when it was last updated, when it was opened, the customer contact, the contract, and the priority. If you scroll down the page, you can also see all of the details that were entered at the point of raising the case as well. If you want to send a message to IFS, for example, to request an update on how the case is progressing, you can type your message here. Click Shift and Return to go onto a new line, and then hit Return or click Send to send the message to IFS. The case owner will review your message and respond accordingly. If you wish to close the case, you can do so by clicking this button here. This video will show you how to add attachments to a case. For example, screenshots of any error messages or log files. From the home page, click Cases and My Cases from the drop-down. Then select the case that you wish to view the details for. You can see on the right-hand side when you scroll down the page, there's an attachment section where you can add an attachment by clicking the paperclip option and selecting the attachment that you wish to add to the case and clicking Open. You can see that this has now added the attachment to the case, and you can view it directly from the case journal if you wish, or you can view it by clicking the document from the attachment section. If you want to remove an attachment, you can click the X and then select OK. You can also use drag and drop to add an attachment to the case as well. You can see the history of all attachments that have been added and deleted to the case as well in the case journal. This video will show you how you can add users to the case watch list in the IFS support portal. This means that anyone that you add to the watch list will receive email notifications each time a message is added to the case or the case is updated. This is particularly useful if you have several internal stakeholders who wish to be notified of the progress of a case, or if the case creator is going on holiday and needs to add someone else to keep an eye on the progress of the case in their absence. Please note that only IFS customers can add users to the case watch list. Starting from the home page on the IFS portal, let's look at how to add a user to the watch list when first opening a case. In this example, I'm going to report something else and select I have a slow system for just one user. I'm going to fill in all of the required fields when raising a case, including description, product, component, environment, time zone, date and time of the issue, and a description of the issue. Now I can add a user to the watch list from the drop-down of existing support portal users, or I can add any email address that I wish and click Submit to add this person to the watch list. You can see that this user now appears in the watch list on the right, and I can delete them by clicking the Delete button. To add a user to the watch list from an existing case, I can add them from the drop-down in the watch list section, or I can enter any email address and click Add Email to add them to the watch list. You can also remove yourself from the watch list at any time by clicking this button here, and you can re-add yourself at any time as well. This video will show you how to schedule a meeting with the IFS Cloud Operations team. You might wish to have a meeting with the cloud team to discuss progress on an existing case, for example, or to discuss details of a request that you've made for a specific service. For an escalation, there is a separate process, and this is covered in a separate video. For details of the meeting process, you can find an article in our knowledge base under category IFS Cloud Standard Processes. This article will give all the details you need in order to be able to arrange a meeting with the IFS Cloud Operations team. If the meeting you want to request doesn't relate to an existing case, you can open a new case to request a meeting and select the Ask a Question option. fill out all of the required fields, starting with any other question, and all of the usual details required when raising a case, such as the account, the person requesting it, the product, and the environment. Then in the question, fill in all of the required information, as listed in the knowledge base article. This includes details of the reason for the meeting request, the participants who will be attending the meeting from the customer's side, also include details of a brief agenda. Give an indication of the duration of the call. Give details of the expertise required from the IFS Cloud team side. Lastly, give your required date and time for the call. When you're happy with the information that you've submitted, click Submit to send the request to IFS. The request has now been submitted, and the IFS Cloud Operations team will come back to you to confirm the booking. To request a meeting in reference to an existing case, go to My Cases and select the case in question. In the message field, type all of the information required in order to arrange a meeting with the Cloud Ops team. When you've included all of the required information, click Send to send the message to the IFS Cloud team. They will then get in touch with you to confirm or reschedule the meeting accordingly. This video will show you how to use the IFS support portal to view any booked activities that are coming up in the future or have already taken place in the past. You have two options for viewing booked activities. You can either scroll down the screen from the home page and click Booked Activities here, or you can find them under Cases and Booked Activities. You have the option here to update your profile to the correct time zone that you want to see. You'll land on upcoming booked activities in the future first, and the default filters are set here. You can see that they're set for a date in the future for any activity that is not resolved, closed or cancelled. You can update these filters if you wish. For example, I'm going to remove the filter for the state, and you can see that I currently have no upcoming activities in the future. To view past activities, click the Past tab here. Here I can see all previously booked activities. The default filter is set to everything that has taken place before today's date and in state resolved or closed. I've now clicked on the case to see further details of the activity that's taken place. I can scroll down to see all the journal of the history of the case and the original details of the request here. If you've requested for any activities to take place that you don't see in either the past or scheduled activities, you'll be able to find this under My Cases. For example, here you can see that I've raised a request for environment cloning. But if I click into the detail, you can see that this was only created 11 minutes ago and is in state classified. This means that it's not yet scheduled, and it'll appear in booked activities once the activity has been confirmed and scheduled.